Before we do anything, what we're going to do is I haven't done the new hall novice stuff with this character. I want to do the hall novice just because get the ring, which gives me it's level 16 low. Yeah, where I'm level 80 or 70, so never mind. We'll do that later. Alright, so south 260 yards, there's a actually while I'm here, do I have any food? I don't have food. I need to get food. You know, the fact that this is my oldest character, I barely have ever actually played her. Yeah, I don't even have culinary enough to give me some experience to be well fed. Do I have glacial greens? I do have those, okay. I think it's the dock. Yep, that's on the dock. Fine, yeah. There we go. Can I buy anything? I can't. Okay, so let's see if I can buy food. If not, well, then I will go to town and or get some. Before we get started on the MSQ here. There's the merchant. Items. They have food, fishing items. Okay. Alright, so best probably actually to head back to Crystarium. I readjust this order right there. Realize I don't have any food. So do that. Get some food before we do the MSQ. Yeah, not gonna be long on this character, probably about 2 hours. Alright, I'm looking for some cheapy food. Uh-huh. MSQ don't need that many though. There's some of the newer stuff. Not less than 60,000 though, folks. That's yeah, we'll do that. Well, it wasn't the amount I wanted, but that's what we'll take. Oh. Calusa seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that whatever calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. I ain't screaming that one. Go get away from me. Over there. Quickly, someone is in trouble. I probably won't voice or speak all the time just because... I don't know, reasons. But seriously, I haven't done anything with that Chocobo. Manic Madame. Yeah, I don't think I'm not gonna go yeah, I'm not gonna. I know people want voice acting. I don't know if I have the mental capacity for it right now, so I'll leave everything up long enough for people to read. It is big enough. I'll try to get some reading the lines here for her. Enough too. Bum. Sorry about that. Decker the burb.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
Ah, I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
She's not here to compete. Leave her be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please! Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all! Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu! Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
Fish, is it?
Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in a city of splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident! For you!
Ah, last!
Enjoy!
Thank goodness.
Over here!
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Okay. Ba-ba-ba. Yeah, there it is, the bubbling cook pot. A pale chunks meal, you realize, float in the otherwise plain broth. Bum. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Yes. Yes, I can. Every day I dream of the life that awaits me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? Honestly, yes, I have seen better cities in this game. At least one that more match my aesthetic style. Let's put it that way. Yulmore, not it. I'd rather live in the Crystarium. Let's see here. You see what Gatetown has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They become dependent on Handel to meal and believe Yulmore is the answer to all their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragements, they seem unwilling, nay, unable, to conceive any other way of life. I spent time Alpha trying to get in. Yulmore. It is difficult to make a final judgment without first seeing the city's inner workings. Mayhap it is that uncertainty which always makes me feel so ill at ease here. Not that it matters, however unjust the system seems to me. If these people claim to be content with their lot, it is hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Yulmore's lagresse are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek refuge in Gatetown. and so hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and untended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I am not convinced that Yulmor's generosity truly serves the best interests of Calusia's people. I am not so naive to think that there's some miraculous solution to all this, yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hardworking villagers struggling to survive, even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hand of a capricious noble. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Yulmor's gates. It is fortunate that you arrived when you did. I have been working on a scheme to insinuate myself into the city. If all goes to plan, it should soon come to fruition. There is a beast tribe who makes home in the seas surrounding the island, the Ondo, they are called, though you and I know them as the Hagen. For the most part, they keep to themselves in the ocean grottos and rarely have dealings with land dwellers. Excuse me. But as Sataru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugane, business favors the bold, so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular, and when I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor, would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Yulmorian lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. Yeah, kind of get it. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. That's not what I'm thinking. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet them on the shore. Might you help me make the exchange? Yeah, sure, why not? We are here. Excellent. I shall be glad of your company. First things first, then. We must pay a visit to Moshimoa, my supplier in Right. Come, it's just northwest of here. What's next? Hither Crystal. Alright, we are going there. Kitty ready, kitty. Nighttime. We're gonna go cross country. Yeah, start across country. Good day to you, Moshimoa. This is my associate. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. Loach your lackey up with the goods not long ago. My lackey? I know no such person. Mr. Lad, short blue hair. No? He said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed. Found it. Someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If the charlatan has not long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You find a vantage point in the south side of the town, and I shall take the west. Oochoo oochoo. Offer out. Kind of a ways out there. Alright, we are getting on a mount. Bloody. He's over here, okay. Alright, I'm looking for a blue-haired cat boy. There he is. Any sign of him? You have a keen eye. Let's move in before he makes good on his escape.
There you are. The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it.
You don't.
No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear, must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Christerium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmorans' interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shia, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
Yeah, that's not who you are. Not anymore.
I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alfino, ever the slave to sentiment.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Rite then? Is that... I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
Fine, we're just doing Christmas. Let's jump in. Nope. Nobody here but the snowman. That should take care of the worst of his injuries. Cough, splutter, mercy. Mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. Poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I get a fire going. I thought for certain I was dead. How may everyone repay this kindness? We'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristal, I was invited to Yilmore to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turfed me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless, given a graven sin in Lord Vothry's city. Within days, he had brought me before the man himself, and he had asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant me my wish. They flung me over the balustrade into the God's damned ocean. From up there? How were you not dashed to pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose. Though if you hadn't found me when you did, it wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous. And the citizens condone such barbaric punishments? Oh, without a second thought. When Lord Rothery passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Eulmore, his word is law. Let's see here. The more I hear about Eulmore, the more determined I am to see what waits within its walls. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way in the city. There must be something we can do. Arch's position is opening up. But first, we should convey Tristel to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of those chilly coastal air. Away into the city? Alright. $800 northeast? That could be up on top of the ledge. Yeah, the other two are up top. Okay. Nope, we're not fighting right now. Reminds me, I need to put that right there. Right by Alphino. For accept my deepest gratitude, I owe you both my life. And if you permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Eulmore, insofar as I am able to at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to my stomach. But since plain that you set your minds on it, you should take this. It's my favorite paintbrush. The Eulmorian elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want, and if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Are you certain? This is your livelihood. We cannot deprive you of such a trusted possession. I'd give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I can't. I don't think I can have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, honestly, I haven't decided. But I shan't stay long in this place, now with that city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to new lands and new profession. And I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying days. Level up. All right. They say kindness is its own reward, but Tristel has repaid us with a gift as timely as was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with a brush. Now, nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role I would hope. I've seen your work, Alpha. No, you're fine. As for you, well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, may have you compose as my assistant. Then it's settled. All we need now is to return to Gaytown and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. There's 2 blue quests here. Euless. We're also gonna get these done. Excuse me, but you're the lady Alpha was traveling with, aren't you? I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch your name. That's fine. I'm a person. Nienda. How lovely to meet you. My name is Euless, and I'm acting in the village mayor. I was hoping someone with your talents would pass through right before long. The thing is, I need to visit someone at Stone Gazer, but I'm afraid to walk the path alone. Do you think you could provide an escort? My thanks is can bring myself to ask one of the villagers. I haven't named my chocobo. My god, what have I not done with this character? She is my oldest character on this that I have for this game. Why have I not named my chocobo yet? You see, there was an incident a while back where a veteran band of hunters has badly mauled. Simply mentioning that it's unsafe to wander outside the village these days would be enough to bring back memories of that grisly scene, which is why it's been so difficult to bring up the subject. But such does not change the fact that the roads are indeed dangerous. Pray meet me on the path to the north and be prepared to fend off the wildlife. Chocobo. Alright. Chocobo, 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 chocobo. My companion. Did I literally just leave him? I have to go back and name him. So, yeah, they've definitely reduced the amount of quests needed. So these two up top, and then the final quest in the area. The noise. Oh, who are you? Cough. Forgive me, it's not so often we see travelers in right. With what with how dangerous it is hereabouts. I even worry for my husband taking the road down to the shipyard, and he's as strong as Talos. He has been gone for a while though. If you're heading that way, could you please let him know his wife is expecting him at home? What do you do first? You are. Yep, right down there. Seriously, I never did name my chocobo. That is sad on my part. Yeah, something you can do for you, stranger? Well, beat me with a hammer. Has it been that long? I was aiming to salvage the planks from this old hull, but she's given me more trouble than I bargained for. Bit of a waste to leave it all this lumber lying around. Not much call for a seaworthy ship since the light ate up half the world, you understand. So I reckon if it were better for a woodworker like me to put to good use, these boards though, they're so tightly joined I can't pull the bleeding things loose. Here, do me a favor and spackle some of this powder on the joints along the keel. I click before I got to where. Alright, that should do the trick. Powdered fire crystals are the best thing for melting wood glue. Just pour a little water and the steam will take care of the rest. This ought to be a one-man job now, thanks to you. Oh, and if you could let the noise? No, it'll be done within the hour, then you'll have helped me out at a rough spot today. He's alright then? Well, that's a relief. Wright's had his share of troubles, and a wife does worry. What? He allowed you helping strip planks? Cheek of that man. Still, we're lucky his father taught him the trade at all. Even he uses those skills to take ships apart instead of building them. A woodworker puts food on the table, so I'm grateful to his family for keeping up the traditions, and I'm grateful for you for bringing me peace of mind. Please take this for your kindness. Okay. Ba-ba-doo doo 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 doo. La-dee-doo. Sure, I'll crash in there, not? What did I tell you? I was barely 10 steps out of the village. Come on, let's hurry along before more predators have a chance to gather. Hello, 2 minutes and... Nah, I ain't gonna worry about it. Not the fate right now. All the way up. I think there's actually a flight path right there. On that peak, right there. Thank you for the escort. This is the gentleman I wish to speak with. We needn't go any further. Sai Luke? Are you wandering around by yourself out here? You know what kind of creatures lurk beyond the borders of the village. Ah, well, isn't Clifton's little girl something I can do for you, lass? Yes, sir. I came for an answer to my proposal from the other day. Have you given any thought to taking over as village mayor? I'm doing the best I can in the interim, but I have neither the age nor the wisdom to continue in the role, and the rest of the villagers agree with me. I'm fairly sure I told you nay once already. But seeing as you found a guard just so you could come talk to me, then mayhap I will consider the idea in exchange for a few small tasks. You will? Please tell me what I need to do. My friend Clifton, your dear father, was looking for a sickle to cut some rope. Would you mind skipping back to the village and borrowing one for me? Why would you... I mean, a sickle, was it? For cutting rope? That shouldn't be too difficult. I'd only meant to ask you to come along with one trip, but if I'm to complete these tasks, would you be willing to indulge me a while longer? La 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 la. Where are we going now? Back to town. Back to town. Darn it. I mean, if they want a sickle, a little bit on the bigger side, but. Good day to you, young Ulysses. You look a little flustered, dear. Was there something I could help you with? And a good day to you, madam. I was actually hoping to borrow a sickle. Is that all? Here, you can take this one. I have several spares, so there's no rush in returning it. Doing a spot of harvesting, are you? Thanks, but it's not exactly me. I was asked to bring one for my father. Your father? Father? Shadows save me. Forgive me, if you're to accompany me in these tasks, then you deserve to know the whole story. It was my father, Clifton, who was a former mayor of Wright. The incident I spoke of earlier was something that happened a year ago. One day, a stray senior came prowling around and slaughtered nearly half the village. It was a waking nightmare. Some of the villagers blamed my father, and they said it's because he refused to accept the protection of Yulmore. The sheer scale of the tragedy and accusations that followed wore away at his conscience until finally he could bear the guilt no longer. He hung himself. Luke, the old man we spoke to, was his closest friend, but considering how he worded his request, it seems he's reluctant to accept the fact of my father's death. Still, I would see this task to its end. Let's bring him back a sickle, shall we? I have to say, did I have completed all the either? Yes, I did complete all the Stormblood and such. Oh, good girl. Old Cliff will be glad to see this. Oh, sir. Thank you for staying with me. This might be harder than I expected. We'll continue. I'm grateful to have you with me. Thank you again. Say, Luke, sir, I believe you had more tasks for me? Still here, are you? Yes, tasks. There's a Talos of mine that's taking far too long to make its return. Probably busy tussling with some dim-witted predator. Go and see how it fares and chase off anything slowing it down. But all the... Ah, you mean that Talos. But pray follow my lead. We'll find the Talos in question in the southwest up here. I have no doubt there'll be a dim-witted predator plenty for you to deal with. How far we're going? That way, okay. Might as well take part of it. before I adjust my feet. Alright, fine, we're going this route. I'm gonna die. Still working on this character. Yep, I go die. Yep. Still working on this. I'm learning Reaper, so it's definitely a... Oh, I can at least come back to white. I actually have a lot of abilities on here. So far, yeah. What I will do is I'll put this one over here for now. So I need to move them. How far did I get? 58%. Alright, well. Doom. Yeah, let's do one at a time here. Phew, I'm glad you were here. They must have burrowed in beneath the plates. I know Sai Luke implied the talus was still moving, but as you can see, once upon a time there'd been a line of these contraptions hauling materials down to the shipyard step by ponderous step, which incidentally is how the slow road supposedly earned its name. But after Daedalus Stoneworks closed down some 15 summers ago, there was no one left to make or maintain their creations. One by one, the talus slowly fell into disrepair. This particular worker was damaged during a stray eater rampage, and it hasn't shifted an ilm ever since. This was always Sai Luke's favorite. Come, let us make our report. Doom, doo doo doom, doom, doo doo doo. Hey, look, sir. Ninda has cleared away the pests who are bothering your Talos. It should be left alone for the time being. Excellent news, but I expect he'll need a good polishing when he returns. The most troublesome ones are often the most endearing, eh? Oh, sir. You've done me a fine service. Thank you. Indeed, thank you. I never could have fought such creatures myself. I might impose upon you for the next task as well. I know we're supposed to be MSQing here, but thank you again for staying. I honestly could not do this without you. So look, sir, were there any more tasks you had for us? Just one last thing, I want you to gather some pretty flowers from the split hull as a gift for my darling wife. She went out for her usual walk, but has not yet deigned to come home. I fear I may have said something to sour her mood. I understand. We shall gather a lovely bouquet for her then. Would you accompany me to the Cape for some flower picking? Where'd I put them? Do I want to go with that or just do the main quest? Let's see here. Let's do the main quest. What I mainly got on here to do with this character was the MSQ. I will come back because I've already unlocked flight for the two that I can in the area. Oh. One more road over. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folks at our door. We've welcomed a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we have a place for a painter of a plum. So come along and don't be slow, it's time to let your colors show. I can paint, portraits at least. Landscapes and still lifes are so rarely commissioned these days. Oh, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd, but fortunate that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your prowess, a masterpiece on your person? Sadly not, everything I painted is soon sold, such is the life of a working artist. I only have my brush to testify for me, though you will note it has seen no small amount of service. Aho! Flecks of paint, both old and new, a tool much loved and much used. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us and we'll put those talents to the test. Okay. And who is this hanger-on? A well-wisher or a parasite? Why, this is my assistant, she whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish. I will go with her or not at all. Parasite, then. We shall leave her fate to the hands of your new employer. It matters not one whit to us. And having filled our latest vacant space, we retire to you a more sweet embrace. Oh, mercy me, the mule. We almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sacks ere we make our way back.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days. Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Welcome to the City of Final Pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificence. No? Not even a single tear? Moving right along then. Our first task is to register you as residents. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, but you just need to put on your happy faces and head through the joyous halls. The Bureau of Immigration is in the first room on the left side of the passage. Declare your name and occupation in a nice, loud voice. The clerks will tell you where to go from there. Oh, and pay no mind to those folks on the side of the road. Much like the hopefuls in Gatetown, they haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If, however, you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, then by all means, take your time. But why waste another moment? Go, enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. And there's crystals around. Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we better show ourselves willing for the time being. Alright, we have 2 crystals. One here, one here. Are you in or out? Okay, you're the one right there. One. Good. Yeah, just potions. Not needed at the moment. See, I look at this and it's like, honestly, just from an aesthetic perspective, those look better to me. Not that. I mean, at least down here you got shade. Welcome to Yulmore Fortune Friends. May I have your names? I am Alphano, an artist, and this is Nienda, my assistant. Ah yes, I was informed of your imminent arrival. We can forego the usual interview and begin the processing your registration papers forthwith. Now, the citizens of Yulmore are divided into 2 classes. There are the free... Sorry, I was itching. 1 second. There are the free, who are blessed with the favor of Lord Vothry, and the bonded, who work for the employ of the free. You'll be joining the ranks of the bonded, and duties are to serve a patron in the capacity for which you were chosen. In your case, painting pretty pictures. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free or accept work as a general laborer. I see. And might you tell us something of the patron we are to serve? 2 patrons, actually. Chai Nuz and Dulia Chai, a Mistel couple who mostly referred to as the Chais. Chas? I'm gonna go Chais. They are both gentle souls, but I would ask that you conduct yourself with respect and humility, for your own sake as much as theirs. Now, a moment please while I complete the relevant paperwork. All in order. These are your registration documents. Take those papers next door and submit them to the clerk. Once they've been stamped, you will officially be Yulmoran citizens. Enjoy your new life in paradise. And to the registration officer. Welcome to the Bureau of Registration. Papers, please. What have we here? Alphino, artist. Nienda, artist assistant, to be employed in the services of Lord Chai Nuz and Lady Dolia Chai. Yes, everything's being in order. Your registration is hereby approved. I like the color they have for her eyes. I think it's best we deliver you to the Chai residence before. Sniff, 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 sniff. Oh dear. It's been a while since we bathed. You smell hideous. Did you crawl through a ditch? It's like an unholy miasma of dust and sweat and the musk of some unwashed beast. Technically true? Proceed directly to the delousery next door and scrub yourselves clean. Use whichever showers are free. After you've rinsed away that stench, you want to splash yourselves with perfume liberally. Once you've made yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Chai residence. Cornin, the guard by the stairs, will give you directions. I hadn't realized we were so aromatic. Well, you know, if you haven't, I mean, honestly, Alpha, you're technically not even here. You rinse yourself clean in the stream of water. And then we need to use the perfume. You apply the perfume as directed and the delicate scent of roses fills the air. I don't know. Ah, you deserve. You deserve. Yeah, you're showered and dressed already, have you? Yeah. Is it not? That's to say, it seems rather exposed for one's ablutions, does it not? There are curtains, my young man. Hurry up and shower, Stinky. What would a Stinian say? I'll say what happened drying her hair by now. Oh, what was doing with Stinian? Granted, the man was walking around in gore for a while. Good God, so you'll mention nothing of this. Swear to me. Nothing. I ain't swearing nothing on that one. Leverage, my good boy. Leverage. See, they're curtains though, you're fine. Well, that was bracing. I believe the lingering smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons then? Yeah, after I get every single Aether Crystal on the way up the stairs. You're looking to present yourself to the Chais, are you? Let me explain how the city's laid out. Then, imagine 3 layers, one on top of the other. This layer is called the buttress. Above us is the understory, where the military is headquarters, and above that, you have the canopy, which is where the free citizens of Umor spend their days. So if you want to find your new patrons, you need to keep climbing until you run out of stairs. Then look for the Grand Dame's parlor, and they'll be in there like as not. Looks like that was all the Aether crystals. We have to improve the lighting. Yeah, and I can't access the Aetherite yet because, yeah, gotta go far along on the mission. That hasn't changed.
Oh, who's this then?
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Ah, you must be the new,
Oh, goodness me! What an adorable boy! That silken hair, those pearly cheeks, oh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers. I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he'll paint us the most delightful pictures.
yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Wonderful, wonderful! Welcome to Yulmore.
Alphino, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all. Of all people, 'tis she who best understands my work. With her unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations. Once the picture is begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than her being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city she has so... Out of gratitude for her priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on her behalf.
Oh, did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have her wish. She shall be free to roam to her heart's content. Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
That's him. That's Vorthri. He is attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
Mercy! Mercy!
By the 12. Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vorthri, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Europe is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society! To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. But he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that! What then is a man of mercy to do? But offer the sinner another way to show his contrition.
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin-eaters are part of Yulmor's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked! A wholly unsatisfactory performance!
Tis true that Kaishia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out, I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus, to demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmor?
Oh, you dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin-Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
And people call this paradise.
were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Yulmore. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could. Can you walk?
I think so.
Did that little worm just insult me? I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
Back to the beach. And my mic, yep, it's working now. Sorry for the silence there, folks. I was on the phone with the wife. She got off work, and there was a lot she needed to get off her chest. You know, anybody who's worked any job dealing with people, you know what kind of complaining was going on. Been there, done that. I've worked customer service. I've worked just working with other people. She had to let it out. And as her husband, that is my job to listen. And not your guys's, which is why I muted my microphone. So. But she's done. I'll be going for another half hour here, because when she gets home, in about a half hour, we'll be making dinner. And then we'll be back on later tonight. We might do Witcher Wednesday. We might get back on and keep doing Final Fantasy. I don't know. I'll make a decision when I get ready to get back on after dinner. But again, we have half hour before I have to worry about that. So. Bunk. Alright, thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through the whole sordid endeavor. While not quite the joyous outcome I had hoped for, our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice it to say, our plans for saving the first are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Vothry and his subjects. Come, we must speak with the Exarch and chart our new course. This is far from over. Okay, we're going down to... Nope. 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 Door's a little smaller than I remember. Do you have business with the Crystal Exarch? Just say the word and I'd be happy to escort you to the Ocular. Yep. We do. Talk to Alice. Thank you for seeking me out. It means a lot to have you there at my side. And looking at Alpha, I say he's eager to begin this discussion as I am. I say we lay our experience before the excerpt and step back to see what kind of picture they make. Then we can decide where to go from here. Good to be back amongst friends, not to mention my dear sister. I have not seen her for some time, but I gather she is keen to press on with our plans as I am. And you've seen quite a lot of the first yourself now. Not really. More than enough to appreciate the scale of the obstacles we face. Let us lay our discoveries before the Exarch and discuss and discuss what must be done. When you tongue-tie, yeah, work with it. Let it flow. Alright, Graha. Spoiler, by the way.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, Only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmore might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity. Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then. In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Northrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Alright, so we'll get out to the Crystarium here, and we'll call it for now, because it's about time for my wife to get home, and we'll get dinner going. So... Alright, so with that... don't think there's anybody on... Not for just the two of us, just the short amount of people we have here. So, no raid. So I will see everybody hopefully later tonight. Again, we'll decide if we're going to do Witcher Wednesday or if we're going to go back to Final Fantasy. We'll make the decision. So, that being said, I want to thank anybody who has watched, will watch, or yes. I knew where I was going with that in my head. And who's watched the stream live or who've come across the VOD via Twitch or YouTube, I appreciate you watching. I will hope to see you all later. And have a good day. Bye now. What's the ending on here?